Good morning. It may not look like it, but it's go time. We had a really good weekend here. Had lots of family in for Easter, and it was great. I got a few beans treated over the weekend. We had really pretty nice sunny weather yesterday, windy. Things dried a lot. We probably could have been in the fields yesterday. Chose to do the family stuff and had a few other things to do, so didn't do that. And then it rained overnight here, so we've had just 1/10 of an inch of rain this morning. But last night, Dad went and looked at a bunch of fields, and he said, they're not all ready, but most of them are. And so this 1/10 of an inch of rain is not going to slow us down very much. It's in fact going to give us a little bit of breathing room here this morning. We're going to get a lot of stuff ready to go. And probably this afternoon, start hitting the fields with some tillage, maybe get the planter out and plant some beans this afternoon. And the next 2 or 3 days look really good. We're gonna get a lot done this week. Let's have some fun. All right, well, I spent a little time on the computer here this morning. I've got Brock here. He's going to get our field cultivator ready to go and get stuff out. It's still just a little drizzly. I'd like it to dry off a little bit, but we've only had 1/10 of an inch of rain this morning. I really think by 2 or 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're gonna be back in the fields ready to go here. So we gotta get the tractor hooked up. We got some GPS equipment to get put into stuff, monitor, receivers, all that kind of stuff. Get it set up. So for me though, this morning, I need to run to Berkey. One, to check the fields down there, because according to our rain gauge, it did not rain there overnight, and we're contemplating moving and just going straight there if that ground is drier. And also I have somebody coming to look at that forklift that I have for sale. So since it rained, I felt like I could take the time to go and do that. If it hadn't rained and we were in the fields this morning, then I'd be like, okay, we gotta go. Well, I made it down here to Berkey. It did rain. The pavement and everything is wet, but it wasn't very much. And the sun's starting to break, or the clouds are starting to break. The sun's going to peek out here pretty soon. It's going to dry up really quick. I'm going to walk out in the field here and dig down just a little bit, see if it's still dry underneath or if we're damp down farther. Oh yeah, this is going to dry off real fast. It's not even sticky. There's the sun. Sweet. This is the kind of rain that if you were out here working when it rained, you wouldn't have even stopped probably. Oh yeah. Crumbly. Look at all that blockiness and how that soil fractures. That's from the freezing and thawing over the winter. We could come here if we wanted to. We'll look around a little bit more. I'm waiting for this guy to get here to look at the forklift. We'll stop and look at the fields that we ripped last fall, see if they're dry enough or not. It's about time. Probably gonna need our seed tender here real fast. So we had this one stored down here. The other one for beans is back up to Waldron. I should have Brock get that out today too. But I figured I would get this one out and drag it home while we're here. Put a little air in the tires. All right, well, I'm not sure if that guy's going to take it or not. I think he is, but he's got to figure out how he's going to get it moved. That's the issue here, is how do we move it? So he was going to make some phone calls and look into seeing if he can find somebody to do it and let me know. Got the tires all checked on that thing. It's good to go. I did put the battery charger on. I'm going to let that battery charge up for a little while here. I'm going to run some errands into town here. Well, close. And then we're going to come back and grab that tender and head back to Waldron and hope the sun's shining by the time we get there. It is the time of year where you have to carry a shovel everywhere you go. Hey, mate. The sun is coming out. It's not. It's super windy out here, as I'm sure you guys can hear. I'm going to dry this top off really fast. We're going to walk out here. This is disc ripped wheat / double crop bean stubble. So sort of a heavy residue environment, which usually keeps things a little bit wetter in the spring. But it doesn't feel too bad. That's deep. Let's see what we got. That could use a day. It's just a little bit gooey down deep. I think the corn stalks that we just dissed in the fall would go today. One of them too. This could use today's wind and heat. It's alright, we got stuff back to Waldron that we can do, so we'll go work there. Alright, I made it back. We've got sun and wind here. A little more rain here this morning. We had just over 1/10 of an inch, where at Berkey we had like 1 or 2 hundredths is all. So gonna take a little bit longer to air out and stuff, but I think later this afternoon we're gonna be going. Brock's getting our field cultivator ready to go. Said we're having some computer issues, so we're gonna double check some stuff here and get to it. See if we can figure it out. Well, it's all there. It all looks good. It said John Deere tillage and didn't pull it up because he had the page loaded for the 2730 disc ripper, not the field cultivator. This is AccuDepth. That's True Set. They're different, so you just have to change the active run page set. No big deal. It's all there. All looks good. We'll have to try and make sure it's all calibrated and everything later, but we've got to get it unfolded first. So anyway, he's checking air. I'm gonna let him go. It's all good. All looks good. GPS receiver's connected. Yep, we're going to send a setup file to this to make sure all the boundaries and guidance lines are in there, but all is good. We've got a little bit of work to do to our planter to get it ready, day of stuff, like putting the bowls in. We're probably going to do beans first. I still think we're going to do beans today. So we're going to get the soybean bowls out. I set a GPS receiver on it. We need to do some calibrations. We need to fuel up and put DEF in the tractor. I've got the kidney hose, or jumper hose, I guess, on the hydraulic downforce hoses there. You got to bleed them, basically. You got to put that little hose in there that connects the two and lets oil flow through it to get all the air out. Every time you disconnect or reconnect the planter from the tractor, you're supposed to do that. And I think there's 6 different spots where you got to hook it up. So got the first one going. We'll have to move that around as we go throughout the day here, getting stuff ready. Well, I think Dad went to the field. See him over there right now. Phil's just behind us over there. Anyway, busy here. Salesman Cody taking down some more seeds, some stuff he's transferring out, some lot seed for other dealers. So we got the planter out. Brock's still working on our field cultivator. And our John Deere dealer is down here working on our sprayer. Dad was having some issues with it. Alright, so they're here looking at that. Alright, didn't really figure anything out on that sprayer. Essentially, the right wingtip folds really slow sometimes. It unfolds fine, but it folds really slow. But only sometimes, and I don't know. He didn't have the right fittings to connect to the hoses to check the pressure. So we checked a few other things, looked at the seals on the cylinder. All of those things looked okay. So he's going to come back tomorrow with the right fittings. Anyway, in the meantime here, we've got to get our DEF tote out. The tractor needs some of that. And get it fueled up, get the DEF in, put the plates in. Let's do that. Dad's out disking. We gotta go. Juicing. Alright. We're getting there. Year number 3 with the 8RX here. It's a heck of a tractor. 4. Year number 4. No, not even year 3. It's year number 4. Wow, we've had this for a while. Yep. Run it 3 full seasons. This will be the 4th year. Got our new clear track hub caps on there. So those are nice. Nothing's been leaking over winter, so that's also good. She's still nice and shiny and clean. Time to get it dirty. I'll move our hose to the next set of connections. I'm pretty sure the tractor has to be off to do this. So this hydraulic circuit is hooked up to the Power Beyond. So there's always pressure on it when the tractor's on. Okay, we'll put that there. Now after we move the tractor and run it for 5 minutes or so, then we shut it off, we'll move it to the next one. Okay, we got our fuel and our DEF. We're gonna unfold the planter here, make sure everything is good. Got that hose running on that one. Downforce module thing there. I want to set everything down and rephase it. We're going to need to put seed in the planter. We got to put our plates in yet. I got to run some software updates on the computer in the cab here. We're getting there. Don't worry, we're going to a field today. This planter's enormous. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, it's pretty. What a pretty planting rig. Okay, we're getting our meters set up for soybeans. We're gonna do a few 30-inch row beans. So, we have a couple of things we need to do. One, this is the double eliminator, and you have to pull it all the way back to this line. See, there's those 3 lines. Those are kind of different settings that we use in corn. In beans, we pull it all the way down. And then this is they call it an agitator strip. Fits in the bottom there. The corn one has all these little dimples on it. The one we use for beans is smooth. So we have to swap all of those out. Get that set in there, nice and flush. And then this is our soybean bowl. It's identical to the corn bowl, except for it has twice as many holes in it. Every little cell there has a hole, where the corn ones is every other one. So that goes on there. We are also tightening our brush belts, which we left loose over the winter, and putting our hoses back on. We'll worry about depth when we get in the field. We're going to put our closing wheels in the first notch, which really isn't adding any pressure, but these cast iron closing wheels are very heavy as it is. All we want is to prevent them from bouncing too much. So as it lifts, it puts a little tension on it, whereas if it's here, they're free to bounce. So that's what we want. 23 more to go. All right, update. I got half this planter done, kind of. I found the issue that may keep us out of the field for today. So for those of you that have been following along long enough, you know that this is the 3rd year we've had this corn planter. 24-row ExactEmerge. We bought it used. It's a 21 model, but it only had 1 year's use on it when we got it, even though it was going into its 3rd year old. It sat for a year, or didn't get, yeah, it sat for a year. It didn't get delivered in time for a year, and then we ended up with it. It had 1 year's use, even though it was 3 years old when we bought it. Okay, something like that. It came with a set of corn bowls and soybean bowls. We're putting the soybean bowls in right now. Now, last year I did not plant any soybeans in 30-inch rows. It was too late. I never felt like I had time to do it or wanted to do it as late as it was, so we didn't do any. The first year we had this planter, however, I did plant some soybeans in 30-inch rows. Namely, our irrigated field up there where we have our 360 rain now. Now, this was before we had the rain, but that's beside the point. So, I remember when we were planting that field, I had some issues with a few rows that wouldn't plant the right population. And no matter what I did, I couldn't get them right. I couldn't figure it out and get it to where they should have been. I figured it out today. So the soybean bowls that we use on this planter are, they have 64 holes in them, right? Like every one of those there's a hole in every one. The corn bowls, it's every other one. They're 32 hole bowls. Well, it turns out that 6 of the bowls that I have are 48 hole. That'll do it. Yeah, you can't have that. So 6 of them were the ones that were planting a low population, and it was because the plates were wrong. And I don't know how I missed that 2 years ago, but I clearly did. And now I caught it. So that's going to be an issue. I called the dealer there where we bought this from, which is our normal John Deere dealer, and they're looking into it, trying to figure out what they can do for me. Their web parts ordering thing says they don't have any of them at our location. They have some at some other locations, but they're kind of a long ways away. It's going to be tough to get them here today. That's a problem for me. Now, Phil is going to another John Deere dealer in the opposite direction to pick up some parts that he needed for something. I don't know what. And I said, well, here's a part number. See if they got 6 of these. So now I shouldn't have to buy them from somebody else when, I got the wrong ones to start with that weren't what I wanted. But that's beside the point. If I can get 6 of them today and get running, we're going to do it. And then we'll just worry about fixing it later or whatever. So fingers crossed he comes back with some soybean bowls. But we'll see. Anyway, we're going to get the rest of them put in and everything ready to go. So all we got to do is slap them in and go. Brock got the field cultivator ready and brought it out here. I had to help him get some stuff set up, but looks to be all right here. We're going to watch him for a second, take a look at the ground, see what everything looks like. Got a little dust. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. Our tractor's still having issues like we had last fall. Our fixes over the winter. Did not fix it. Super fantastic. But the field cultivator seems to be doing a pretty decent job. Don't get rolled. Tire tracks. A little sticky tire tracks. The rest of it looks really good. We'll let this air out overnight. We'll plant it tomorrow. It'll be fine. Nice, loose, crumbly. Happy. Excellent seed bed. Not going too deep. I want to bring up bud balls, even though it's a little bit. It's still breaking apart. I'm happy with it. It will get better over the next couple of days. Time to roll. Back to our corn planter. I got everything done that I can do. Well, I got all the rows, the bowls put in that I can do until I get those other 6, so we'll figure that out. I need to go through and double check the closing wheels. I kind of missed a few of those. Make sure I got everything put back together, and we need to get our depth set. I don't know exactly where we're going to want it, but we want them all the same, so we got to make them all the same. All right. Oh, it's been a day already. It is about 4:45, so, you know, I'm hoping to plant tonight, but we're running out of time. It's just how the first day usually goes. I'm going to run over to the field where Dad is disking stalks for me to plant. There's 80 acres in it, or 82 maybe. We can get it done tonight, no problem, if we get our bowls and can go plant. So next step is to get the seed for the planter, maybe put a couple boxes on the tender, and maybe put some seed in. This is where Brock's working. That all still looks pretty good. Jump across here. You can see him far away. Looks pretty good to me. There's a low spot in this corner that had some water in it, but it drains pretty well, so yeah, looks good. Okay, Dad's over here. He's disking these corn stalks that I started the other day on Friday. Trying to finish the field up. It's about done over there. We'll see how he's doing. I think he's got Rylan with him, so see if Rylan wants to go home. This all looks pretty good too. Fluffing it up, loosening the dirt, sizing the stalks, smash it back down. How fast is it? 7, 6. Does he want to come? I think ground wants out. I'm happy with it. The wind is going to help dry it out a little bit, so the planter will run a little better through it and break apart the pods. But it looks good. Put our row cleaners down a notch, maybe. Alright, got back here. We loaded a couple of boxes of seed up on the tender. And we're getting ready to put them in the planter. Phil just got back. He got bowls for us. We can go to the field. We've got a seed treatment a trial going on here in this field. So we'll talk about that later. But Phil set these bowls over here. Let's put them in, and then we're gonna pull the planter somewhere where I can put seed in it. Because what would a day be without a dead battery around here? My tractor is dead. Yeah, that's right. The one that I drove over here and started just fine this morning won't start now. It's dead. But I know why it's dead. It's because I had to do software updates to the computer, and in order to do software updates to the computer, you have to leave engine off, key on. Okay, well, I did that, but they take like an hour, and by the time it got done and I shut the tractor off, the battery was dead. Ah! There, we got it running. Okay, we're going to put seed in. So I pulled it up enough that I can get behind it with the seed tender, and we're going to put a box of beans in, so we're ready to go to the field. 5:24. You think we can be there by 6 o'clock? That's the goal. Planting by 6. It's 80 acres. It'll be a slow 80 acres because you got to do all your depth checks and get everything set up and everything. But, I mean, it should only take me 2 hours to plant the field. Before you guys put seed in your planters for the first time for the year, make sure you double check the clean out doors on the bottom of the tanks to make sure that they are closed. That would have been bad. I know I should show you when I'm actually doing stuff and not just between jobs, but I forget, and it's hard sometimes. Anyway, we got a box of beans in the plant. Yes, I could put both boxes in, but like I said, we're doing a seed treatment trial on this field, so we have a box of beans in the plants right now. Anyway, I think maybe we're ready to go. I don't know. I'm gonna put this in the shop. My auger on my talc applicator is not working. Forgot about that. We need to get it fixed sometime. Yeah, 6 o'clock was never gonna happen. Anyway, we've got seed in. We've got our plates in. Row units are all set up. I have some soybean starter. I need my forklift. It's this way. I have some starter that I got for soybeans for last year when I intended to do 30-inch rows with the corn planter and never did any, so I never used it. So I have 250 gallons in there that I'd like to use it up while we're doing 30-inch rows here. So we're gonna throw that in the tank. I gotta figure out what the rate is, but we'll figure it out. I don't know if we're gonna make it, guys. I don't know if we are gonna make it. So I've got this starter that I want to use. It's in this shuttle. I was just gonna put a hose on there and let it gravity drain into my 600-gallon tank. When I opened the lid and looked in there and expected to see pink RV antifreeze, I saw a pile of sludge, nasty stuff, sediment, and it's leftovers from the chicken water that we used last year. Yay, we still get to deal with it, but it's going to plug my filters up constantly for a week if I don't clean it out of there. So, how do I clean it out of there? Well, we're going to have to take some hoses apart, I think. But I'm putting a bunch of water in it because we're going to dilute it out. Let's see if we can't flush it that way a little bit. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is I'm not sure we're going to make it tonight to the field. I'm getting to that point where it's like, all right, let's just get everything ready to go so we're ready to roll in the morning. Well, it was black for a second. Well, it was pink for a second, then it turned black. Now it's clear-ish. I took the hose off that leads to the pump here. It comes out of the bottom of the tank. I'm hoping that flushes it real good. That goes out there. All right, well, we're getting there. Yeah, all that stuff. We gotta get all that water, nasty stuff, flushed out of there. Well, I mostly got it, actually. That's not so bad. Putting that chicken water in my planter was the biggest mistake I made last year. Ugh. Yeah. All right. Well, I feel better about that. All right. Fertilizer going in. Oh, we better open her up the vent before it collapses our tank. See if I can get it. Well, it collapsed the tank, but I got it. Loose enough anyway. Ugh. Okay, let's talk about this. So, like I said, this is leftover from last year. I fully intended to use it last year. Never got around to it because we didn't plant anything with this planter, beans, and, you know, it's bean starter. It's not corn starter. So, this is a product from the Andersons. It is called First Pass. It is a diamond grade low salt starter fertilizer. 3, 5, 15, high in potash. Because that's what we need for soybeans, potash. And it's got a little bit of manganese in it, which is good. We're gonna see. We're gonna see if it makes any difference. I've got 250 gallons here. I would like that to cover. It'd be nice if it covered 100 acres, but that's only 2.5 gallons per acre. I don't know. I'll do a little math. Problem is I can't do strips in the field that I'm doing because I have the seed treatment trial. So it's either a flat rate or no rate, and I want to use it up. So it's a flat rate. Actually, if we look at this, maximum suggested application rate in gallons per acre. We're doing 30-inch rows, so that is 17 inches or more. Why is that not focusing? 15 or higher CECs, 2.5% organic matter, 2 gallons per acre. CECs of 12 to 15, basically, 1.5. That's basically our category. So I was going to do 2.5 and thought that was too little. So I guess we'll go with 2 and call it good. I should probably put some water in it and dilute it just so that I can meter it better. 2 gallons to the acre is going to be pretty hard to get through the pump efficiently. So if I dilute it 50% with water, that's a 4-gallon rate. That's more reasonable. Well, unfortunately, I think we're going to hold off on going to the field tonight. It's okay, but I have enough other things to do to keep me busy until I need to go home tonight. And we'll get some stuff done. I don't have to worry about that tomorrow, and we'll just go plant tomorrow. It'll be fine. We're going to try and do my bean plot tomorrow, too, so getting that all lined up. But anyway, I need some tools in the toolbox on this tractor, so we're going to put together a little planter tool kit and get them all around. So, what goes into a planter tractor toolbox, you ask? Well, we're going to start with a piece of wire, because you may need a piece of wire sometime, and because it was in the toolbox, and I thought, well, we're just going to leave that in there. A hammer, because sometimes GPS monitors just need a little tap to make them work right. Okay? Crescent wrench, or adjustable wrench, or as I like to refer to it, universal nut rounder, because you never know what size you're going to need. Okay, that's what goes in the bottom. Now on top, we have our pliers. Also work well as nut rounders, but sometimes you need pliers. We've got a flat screwdriver to pick stuff out of things. And then we have, the good tools. We've got a 13 millimeter. We have a 10 millimeter. We have a 17 millimeter. I'm not sure why. We have a 15 millimeter. We have an 18 millimeter. And we have a 24 millimeter. We have a 1/2-inch extension. We have a 1/2-inch drive ratchet with a 24 millimeter socket on it. We're going to have to take the socket off. There we go. We have a 19 millimeter socket. I think the closing wheels are 19 millimeter. That's why I grabbed that. We have an 18 millimeter socket. Supposed to have a I know where. Okay. We have a 17 millimeter socket. We have a 3/8 drive 10 millimeter socket, 13 millimeter socket, and a 15 millimeter socket, a 3/8 extension, and back here on the planter that I already used, a 3/8 ratchet. Right here. What am I missing? I'm sure there's something else I should have in there. This will cover, 90% of the breakdowns or issues that I have and let me fix them in the field. So, what else do you guys think I should have or need to have? And as you fall. Sorry, you're sideways now. All right, put that up there. There you go. Got our tools. I'm waiting on water in here. We don't need a ton more, but I need about 500 gallons. That'd be a 1-to-1 ratio, water to fertilizer. While I'm waiting for that, I'm going to go put the GPS stuff on the 8R. Phil's probably going to use it tomorrow, so one of those things I can get done if I'm not in the field tonight. Better remember to pull the plugs on our vacuum system, otherwise we'll be wondering why it's not playing. Alright, we got our water in. Theoretically, we're ready to go to the field. Well, I think I am officially ready to go to the field. However, it is 7:30 at night, and I'm not doing it. Not doing it tonight. So we're ready to go for the morning. Only thing I've got to do yet is grab my iPad and throw that in here, which I don't have to have, but it's a nice-to-have kind of thing. So we've got half the seed in that we're going to need. We've got starter fertilizer in that I want to use. Meters are all ready to go. The rows, the setup is all good, so we can check depth at least. I think I've got my monitor set up. I've got it set for beans. We told it what plates we are using, which is an important thing to do. We've got all the correct plates in there, which is also an important thing to do. Soybean seed discs, 24 rows. We've got our prescriptions loaded. I think everything is good to go. We'll try and get at it fairly early tomorrow morning. I even filled the fridge. All right. Well, that's good. I should go see what Dad's doing, or Phil. Brock had to go, so Phil took over the field cultivator. They got to be about done with that field back there, though. There can't be that much left. And Dad was working on a 35-acre piece around a corner that shouldn't take him all that long either. So what I should do at 7:30 at night is go treat some more beans, because I have a lot of those to do yet. There's Dad. He's 3/4 of the way across this field. Looks like it's going all right. He's doing fine. I might give him a call, see if he needs anything while I'm here. Oh man. All right, well, I went in the house for a little while, got some some dinner, and put the kids to bed. Now I'm gonna come out here and we're gonna treat some beans here tonight and get a little bit more done. So I have 4 boxes to treat that are getting Saltro on them. Our very, very expensive stuff that comes in the jugs here. So we're gonna mix those up first because my tank was empty. So because I am mixing chemicals here, Saltro and the Cruiser Max Apex, we have to get the ratios right, which means we have to measure everything out. So yeah, we're doing that. We need just under a gallon of the Saltro, which I just dumped in. That was all that was left in the tank. I drained that out. Now we need 2 gallons and 56 ounces of our Apex. Got the Saltro ones done, and we're working on a few other ones here. I put a whole box of inoculant in, which does 500 units, so I've got to at least use that up here tonight. That's probably as much as I'll do. Once this tank is empty, we'll call it a night. We've got 1 more box here that goes with that group, and then I need 8 boxes out of that row to get treated. So I'll just start pulling out of there until I have enough for tonight, and then it'll be whatever's left. Let's see, I should get 12 boxes, 12 or 13. This will be 10, so I'll only need 2 or 3 of those. And should be good for the night. After that, I'll have like 5 more of those to treat, and I've got 6 more in the lean-to, and that's all that needs to be treated for now. Doesn't mean we're done. Just means that we're caught up. Done treating. Now we just gotta put the lids back on, move them out of the way so I can get the truck inside that's got bags of corn on it that I had to move out. 10:45. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give that video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Plant 25 starts tomorrow. So we got a bunch of stuff treated. We've got, like I said, about 11 boxes left to do that we need to get done. But we need to start getting these stuff out of here too. And well, I don't have time, but we'll get there. So the stuff that's on this trailer here was going to get delivered on Friday there, and then the guy couldn't get them unloaded, and they ended up back here. And whatever. They'll get there when they get there. A lot of the beans that we just treated, that whole row there, that long one, that guy comes and picks them up. He brings a semi, takes them himself, so we don't have to worry about those. The rest of them that we've treated and a bunch of untreated ones got to go out. Supposed to go out the end of this week. I better hope it rains because I'm not shutting my planter off to go deliver seeds. So anyway, have a great night. It's going to get real busy. It's going to get real consistent. They're going to get long videos. Tomorrow's video is probably going to be outrageously long, as this one probably is. But that's planting season for us. So, you know, it's 11:15 and I'm just going in for the night because, well, we're busy. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you got any questions or comments, and we'll see you in the morning. Have a great night.